is a good use case for that. Because you can also modularize things if you want. So you could create a single module that creates your AWS networking and then has all the outputs, and a single module that creates all your AWS or your Azure or your Google networking stack and outputs everything appropriate that you might need for reference later. Um,
Yes.
there are a couple different ways you could definitely break it apart, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's with when my degree plan was mainly through Amazon, and so whenever I was going through and y'all were talking about Terraform, Ansible, SaltStack, and all these other things, I didn't quite know what they were at first. And then once I got to working with like CloudFormation and then I heard Terraform, I'm like, oh, I've heard that before. And knowing that, just not just Amazon native services that but can do this same thing or something similar. So I know I can't just like paste this in Terraform and expect it to do the same thing without some
Of
additional
course.
setup. So like I know it's not just going to be an easy, you know, one and done type of
Yeah,
thing,
no,
and I'm okay with that.
you're right. What you could do though with a repo, like what I kind of did with mine, though I need to go back to it, is you could absolutely go in and if you abstract it away with a module for each of the cloud providers, for example, um, you could have effectively the same information so that from a layman's perspective the variables are nearly identical or actually identical if you really wanted to be particular about it. That way you could literally say here's the exact same variables for module Amazon, module Azure, module Google.
Ooh, okay.
um, that is probably a little bit complex if you use literally the same variables, but if the point is to show that you can literally take this exact same variable structure and it depends on what the goal really is, right? If your goal is to say, hey, I can take the exact same variable structure and use it for any of the clouds, okay, that's a pretty okay goal. It shows a little bit of flexibility, shows that, you know, honestly, the big thing for me is if I'm interviewing somebody and they have a public GitHub like that, that shows me that they know how to read the docs, and that's actually huge for me because I have now interviewed enough people who clearly don't know how to read docs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? I mean, I have been guilty of that a couple of times,
Well,
but
we all are,
I
but I
mean,
mean, it's like if
I
you
used the wrong
consistently
keywords.
don't read the documentation, that's a problem.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
I've been the one that had to
exactly.
create documentation for people who don't read it, and it's like, okay, I can't really slim this down any further. You're gonna have to read something.
Oh, absolutely.
So I know it's kind of changed from the original.
Well, if you go to that channel, the text dump one, that is a two liner that will install Docker for you.
Okay. So am I creating two separate problems for myself for wanting to do this simple Dockerize? Because I also want to make sure I remember how to create a proper Docker file. Brandon, I think you might remember when I'm like, how the heck do you create more than X amount of stages and blah blah blah.
Oh, sure.
So um, I just want to trying to learn stuff and hitting every branch on the way down and you know
Yeah. So I actually have to get going, but I'll leave with some parting advice.
okay.
Um, keep it simple. I would make a repo and dump every fucking thing in there. And then when you get to the point where you need to start separating stuff out, well, you can just make more repos and move stuff over.
Yep.
Stellar. A++.
I wouldn't even try to figure out what any of this shit's gonna look like, because you just don't even know enough about what's gonna happen right now. I would just dump it all in there, put it just like stuffing everything under your mattress, under your bed when you're trying to clean when you were a kid. Just put it all in there, and then when you finally figure out where things are supposed to really go or where you want them, then you can just start segregating those things out. In the meantime, it's not even worth, like even me, I will, when I work on projects and stuff, I will I'll put everything that I'm working on in one repo, so I, like I said, know where everything is. And then as the project gets more complicated and people start working on it, then I will start building like the Git architecture for where things are going to live. But in the beginning, it's not important. Like, it just doesn't matter. Just dump everything in there, get it all in there, understand Git, like learn how that works. And then when you get to the point where like, okay, I want this repo to have this stuff. Well, then you can make another repo and move all the stuff that's not supposed to be in there in the new one, and you just kind of keep doing this. But don't think about it too hard. It's not supposed to be that complicated.
Dude, I've got a PhD in overthinking, but I appreciate it. I will definitely do my best.
Yeah.
Analysis paralysis is my life too.
Yeah,
Oh.
I just try. I just try and keep things simple. Like they'll get complex on their own. You don't need to make them any more complex in the beginning.
Fair. It's one of those kind of putting my feelers out. And it's like, I'm not quite sure where to go. So
You just gotta do stuff. Don't think, just do. Just do stuff. It's like nothing. Remember, nothing you do is going to kill anybody, and no one's relying on you to do anything right the first time. So you might as well just do stuff first and then fix it later.
Even if you break this VPS that Dan set up for you so bad that you can't log into it, he could just spin you up a new one.
Yeah.
Right. I did the same thing for Meg. I spun up like this whole team in DigitalOcean and gave her access and a VPN and everything. And I was like, I don't care what you do. If you break it, just let me know. I don't care. Like, that's not the point. I just want you to get going to do something useful. Right? Like,
Exactly.
So
that's all we care about.
Zuck's motto of move fast, break shit sucks for a organization the size they are trying to make the metaverse. But for like somebody new, that's great advice, dude. Like when you're brand new, move fast, break shit, have fun learning.
Yep.
as long as it's not like on a new employer's dime, that's kind of.
Well,
no, even then, like, that's
even then.
totally fine. Like, as long as it's a conversation ahead of time, what does it matter? Like, it's if it's I mean, like, honestly, from 4 different companies now, I can pretty safely say, like, as long as there's a conversation ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going to spend money on your dime while I learn this, as long as there is business value, that's really easy to justify and write it off as business cost. It's when you are like. On the flip side of that, obviously, if you spin up 100 virtual machines and then you do nothing with them for 3 months, and now you've just run up an enormous bill, that's obviously an issue. But if you're spinning up a couple of resources for even a month or two, as learning and furthering your education, furthering your value to the company based on your knowledge, that's really easy.
This is the cost of doing business. It's just
exactly.
It's just the cost of doing business. And honestly, for someone who's new, it would be almost impossible for you to blow through so much money in a short period of time that nobody would notice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I have such a call center mindset to where it's like, if you're not falling in line perfectly, you're out. We can get another butt in a heartbeat. So it's just very refreshing.
Actually, to that exact point, though, like, that mindset is what hurts a lot of companies and businesses, and makes it so that they can't find candidates or they can't retain candidates, right? With the mindset of it's the cost of doing business, it's really, really easy that everybody's going to have a way better time as a whole.
And also, if you recall when I was describing, your call center background and that customer service, single ownership of an issue from initiation to resolution, being tenacious about that and taking the skills that I learned when I was a punk kid at 18, 19 years old in the call center, where I literally could get fired for hanging up on somebody that was tying me up for an hour and a half.
Yep.
That stuck with me. in my career and was an incredibly valuable trait. Like I remember when I was at F5, man, I closed way more cases than guys with a decade of seniority because I did that whole, like I was willing to, instead of like, oh yeah, I can send me some logs. I'll set up a call with you next Thursday for 15 minutes. I'd be like, let's just hop on the phone and try to figure it out, man. Throw a conference bridge together, troubleshoot it live. And, the thing is, like, people want to feel seen. They want to feel heard. And, those soft skills that you have are going to take you so far in your career once you get your foot in the door at a place and start to do this, live and in a career sense. You've already been in the schooling and you got that figured out, So like, it's just going to be all these things that have brought you to this point are going to help you along the way, right? So what you're looking at right here, this whole thing, this looks like a CloudFormation template. You want to know something that I was told about CloudFormation by Brandon, who I think he just muted. He might still be on. I don't know. Like 3 years ago. Don't even learn it. Just do it in Terraform.
Right. So I figured if I went ahead and just saved the original CloudFormation template there and then use that as a reference for like, variables and whatnot for Terraform, it would be something easier just because
Sure.
I have that to
Yeah,
reference.
sure. Yeah, do it.
Sure. On that note, I must take my leave, but I hope everybody's doing well.
Fairly well. My
Good
favorite.
to hear from you, man.
Yeah, favorite internet person.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'll try and hop in more. I was really busy last year, so I wasn't able to participate a lot towards the end, but I will be available more this year. So.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, good. Look forward to seeing you around more.
Right on. All right, you guys take care.
Dude.
Thanks,
See
man.
you. Bye.
Good time.
Oh man,
Now
screw
that he's
guy.
gone, God.
God, that guy. Right? Oh, man. Yeah, he literally spent 15 hours a week mentoring me with SaltStack and infrastructure as code and cloud native shit. He got to the point where I had to get a background check for the org that I was working at so he could just work on my infrastructure for me. I don't even know who in their right mind would do that shit. But if it wasn't for him, I would not have a job at a real tech company where I'm in way over my head compared to what I just was doing a few months ago.
Good though. Again, especially with next week, you're jumping in the deep end. You said that you are kind of going to be flying on your own. Nobody to.
Oh, I
at
mean,
that point.
I'm gonna be on call and have to handle all the escalations of the pages, but I'll figure it out, man. I got a good team. I'm in a good org. The team is amazing. They will carry me even when I can't carry myself. I'll be fine. I'm not anxious about the outcomes. I'm anxious about how dumb I will look to my colleagues, but I think they've already gotten a pretty good feel for the fact that I am really well-natured and capable of learning and willing to be teachable, all the time. But I'm kind of slow on the uptake, man. But, in a year, it won't matter. I'll pull my own weight. I'll be just as productive as anyone else, and I'll be able to laugh about it, And if that's the worst I have to deal with compared to my last org, that's not even going to raise my blood pressure one iota.
There you go. It's that cruise control on cool.
Cruise control for cool. Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
A hot dog cooler than the cool side of the James Webb Telescope.
Hot dogs or a sandwich.
Listen, we don't need that nonsense here, Phil. I don't want to do this.
Uh-oh. I don't even think about it that much.
I think about it way more than I should.
About a hot dog being a sandwich?
No, it's absolutely not. And Phil is wrong. And an absolute... Just, you know what?
I'm just regurgitating a meme. I don't
know if you're streaming, so I will tie it down. But Phil, thin ice.
So I am streaming, but the thing is, I don't literally believe that a hot dog is a sandwich. It's just a meme that has been all over the internet lately, and it's funny.
No, it's really funny.
Okay,
so if you remember, we have a Terraform Cloud project, and you created a Terraform Cloud account and create a user and an org and all that stuff. If you go to terraform.io, it should be remembered in your Bitwarden dealie.
It sure is. Oops. Wow. Get it together. Can't type. And then log in.
I will be right back. I'm still here.
Yeah. CLI Cloud.
Sorry guys, but anyone here use Rookie in Kubernetes?
You use what, yes, sir?
Rookie. I don't know how to, pronounce it. Rook or something like that. It's kind of interface for Ceph and NFS.
How's it spelled?
Rook. ROOK.
In English that would be rook, but I am not familiar with that at all, actually.
Okay. So how do you use Ceph on Kubernetes?
Bro,
Use it directly?
Bro, I do not know anything about Kubernetes, literally. It just flies all over my head. I've been spending months of my life trying to learn it. Struggling. So, I'll figure it out someday, right? If you scroll up to the top, I think in the menu, I think you got down a different rabbit trail on the menu. You should be able to sign in right there. There you go.
Oh man.
It's probably going to make you text message. Oh, wait, no, you're good. You don't have MFA. Sweet. So you see here how you have this workplace name?
I sure do.
So let's actually not, you can create a new workspace if you want to. But can I rewind back to what are we trying to do? This particular project here?
Yeah, just trying to, so I was figuring with the, gosh, what am I trying to say? The snippet, script, what have you. It's a bit simple for what I'm trying to do, and I'm not even going to use these files.
But you're out of school now, right? So this isn't for an assignment? So are you trying to create your own VPC, virtual private cloud in AWS right now?
Hi, I'm kind of all over the place. So initially it was going to be, I was trying to create a very simple website in a Docker file on a VM. And now
okay,
that might be a little too simple. So that's when I switched over to, well, let's use an actual template that, one, I know works, and two, I can adjust this to something, a new project. And then y'all brought up Terraform. I'm like, you know what? This would be a nice time to just save this to my GitHub, which I did, and then try to, I don't want to say convert this to Terraform, but create an, I don't want to say apples to apples, but basically what this would look like in Terraform. And
okay.
Kind of,
so let's step through this. Let's step through this CloudFormation template here. Okay. So what it's doing there is it's creating a CIDR, like a VPC where you have that string 10 whatever 24. You see there as lab VPC. It's creating your own VPC with an IGW or an internet gateway, routes, route tables, all that shit. For this sort of an example, you do not need to do that. And all that is going to do is create more overhead and difficulty and cost, even though it will be minimal in your AWS account. Like it probably would be like 30 cents a month or some crap to have your own VPC like that with a little amount of traffic.
VPCs I think are free. The only thing that costs money are the internet gateways.
Yeah, and so having an IGW there would be maybe like $2 a month or something like that. I don't know. They're not expensive, but you do not.
For my own website.
Whose website's it for?
for me to get used to working with these templates.
Okay. So you see what this thing is trying to do is trying to create a VPC, which we've decided we don't need to do. And then it's creating an EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, instance, a virtual machine. And so all of that stuff there that you have, that's all the VPC shit. It's security groups, it's route tables, internet gateway, attaching the routes and stuff. But if you scroll up, you see there where it has EC2 image ID, and that has that particular AMI. And it's T2 micro or T3 micro, right? So take that AMI value. And
it's not going to function because it's been deleted since.
Oh, okay. Well, then, we can just start from scratch with something, right?
Yeah.
So how about go back to GitHub. And so this home demo,
I just created that.
Right. Click on that code thing there. And copy it. And you have Visual Studio Code, right? Go ahead and spin that up.
Sorry for some of my personal name stuff popping up.
Oh, I'm Philip Andrew Hawking. My address is 2128 West 2nd Avenue, Spokane, Washington. I work at HashiCorp. My wife's name's Taylor.
Throw her to the bus.
Google me. Try to, I'm behind 7 proxies, bro. Come at me.
Oh my god. Well, I had just created this because I am also not fluent in VS Code. Like, I've played with it, but if you told me to do something super specific, 60-40 shot that I'd be able to do it. So this hippie space is just a fresh playground folder.
That is all good, fam. I am going to have to drop off here in like 15-20 minutes. But I think that we can get you going here. On the command line, did you install Git? Like, if you type Git and then hit enter, does something happen? Yes. So type git clone and then right click to paste that URL.
Okay.
And then go ahead and in that home demo thing on the left hand side there in Explorer, you have that readme.md. So check it. So we can take this and get you a very simple, watered down project here. Let's say let's not even worry about your file right now. You're trying to spin up an Ubuntu image, right?
Well, technically I do, but yeah, go ahead. Yes. I don't. Wait, what is that? Okay. I'm afraid I'm getting lost in the details here. I apologize.
One thing I would recommend that might just help initially here, I would close the editor playground tab.
Oh yeah, that'll help. So here in the text dump channel, I'm gonna drop this. Now don't copy it, download it as like a zip file.
Okay. Let's see. What do you mean? As a
yeah, click on it, open it up in GitHub.
Oh. Sorry, I was thinking.
And then there on code, click on that, and download zip.
Sure. Great.
So I don't know what 7-zip thing you have. I just, download the zip, hit save file.
Yeah.
And then go to your downloads folder in Windows and then right click and hit extract. You should have a Windows context menu to do that instead of just the freaking, show in folder. Dope. Yeah, it looks like your 7-zip install is broke.
I know, but there's a lot of last name stuff going on there. Let's see.
So it says 7-zip. Just extract here. There you go. Double click on that. Copy all that crap. Just hit, Control A, Control C.
Okay.
Yas. And then copy that.
Yep.
And then go drop it in your folder that was in your Git clone.
Are you calling me, Phil?
What was that?
I said, are you calling me?
Am I what?
Calling me? Calling my name?
No.
Yes.
Oh. No, not in there on your file system. Wherever your home demo folder is.
Gotcha.
The playground that you're talking about.
Yeah. No, you won't. It won't tell me at all. Okay. How?
So if you right click there on home demo. So the file guy on the left-hand side that has the 1 on it, click on that to open up that pane on the left.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so hippie space. Right click on that and can you right click on home demo and see if it'll give you like absolute path. Hit find in folder. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
We'll get there. Reveal in File Explorer. There we go. Reveal in File Explorer. Dope. Double click on it. Hot dog, hot diggity dog, hot dog. Then hit replace the file in this destination. Go for it. Yas. And now open all of those in your fancy little IDE and maximize your IDE. We're just going to be working in the IDE now.
Okay. I'm just gonna click through and take a look.
Yeah, double click on all of them. You could open up multiple tabs. You're going to want to open all that shit.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yas.
All of it. Okay.
All of
I
it.
remember some of these.
Yas. So you see there how it's SSH inbound, all HTTP inbound, all outbound traffic. Sounds like pretty good thing for a web server, right? Then look at your variables.tf. Cool. So this is pretty simple. We just have an access key, a secret key, management CIDR block, which would be like a place that we would be managing from a jump host. And then look at the main.tf. Cool. So we're using AMI Ubuntu, most recent true, but you see how this is Bionic, which is the old one. We were working with Focal on the other one. That's no big deal. We could change that later, right? And then you see that resource that it creates that has netbox prod, right? Are we making this Docker website or Hugo prod? Or maybe we want to call it dev. I don't know, because this is a development thing that we're doing.
Instead of netbox?
Yeah, like you could call it Cat's Cool Website.
All right, let's see. Or maybe, I don't know, Texan prod. I don't know.
Heck yeah, player.
Texan Pro.
That's great. And then, see how it highlighted that there? Because you just changed it in that other place?
Yeah.
Nice. Now, make sure you see how there's to the right under IDE, how it's like white on the right there?
Yep.
That means it's not been saved, so you're going to want to hit File, Save.
Done.
And then look at the netbox.sh. So you see what this does is it installs, Docker basically.
Yep.
And then it uses Docker Compose to do a particular Docker Compose that netbox community netbox docker.git. So if you were to delete line 18 to line 11.
Okay. So instead of just commenting it out.
Yeah, just delete it. You don't need that. You're not trying to spin up netbox. So what this will do here is this will spin up an Ubuntu 1804 instance that's a T2 micro, I believe. It defaults to the US West 2 region. But and comment out the sudo docker compose pull and docker compose up because we might have another docker compose thing that we want to do with it. Dope. And then save that. Figuring out the hotkeys to save things, like, I use the Vim bindings because I'm a masochist, but like file, so save, control S. So if you hit control S, that'll save you a lot of time, man. So
I believe you have to remove EOF. I mean, on line 12.
Say again, brother.
I think you have to remove it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I just deleted actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yas.
Me just being
Yas.
cool.
And hit save. File save.
I see a lot of similarities.
And then go to readme.md and change that shit to Cat's Cool website. Or just, whatever, right?
Well, not demo, but just
Text in website.
Okay.
First edition V1.0. Gonna make $1 billion.
There we go. We sure are.
Yeah, and then
People are gonna.
then hit file save or control S. Yas. And now type git
In the README or in the terminal?
in the terminal. Yeah, git's always gonna go to the terminal. Type git status. Not a git repository or any of the parent directories.
I don't have a.
Hit ls.
Okay.
And then cd ho and then hit tab. Hit enter. Then git status. So the thing is, you're probably going to want to change your git config. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head because I only do it like every time I spin up a new workstation.
That's okay. You said you've got a jet soon, so I don't want to take up all your time.
Yeah, I got a jet in like 20 minutes. So this is it. I'm going to drop it in the text dump thing.
Okay.
Text dump. Bingo bango, Bob's your uncle.
Actually, he's my husband, but okay.
You know my uncle?
Like, yep. Let me see. So, and just okay. I'm guessing I'd probably have to like adjust that to. Or do you want me to keep this as well? Or
I mean, you're gonna not want to be John Doe. You're gonna want to be Catherine Parker and then subvertext at gmail.com or whatever your GitHub user account was set up with.
True. I was like, but I did enjoy that song by Rick Ross. So.
Oof.
Sorry, I listened to it a couple weeks ago and I was like, oh my god.
Don't be sorry, just be you.
You know what? You're right.
And you're gonna want to delete that prepending $sign on both those.
Reading my mind today.
Yas.
Create it.
And then just drop that in your terminal, dude.
One line at a time, or is it gonna?
I mean,
Oh,
Then hit enter. Yes.
Fabulous.
So now I don't know if Git for Windows has like Git login or whatever. Try it. See if it'll. Okay, never mind. That's not how you do it. Just try Git add and then space period.
Oh, sorry. I got excited. Holy snap.
That's just because Windows. And then type git space commit space -am.
AM is in the morning? Or?
Yep. And then quote. And then just say first. And then and end quote, hit enter. Yas. And then type git push origin main.
So this is going to push it to the main.
It's probably going to get mad about something, but it looks like it worked. Looks like it worked.
So should we go check it out and see?
Hit F5.
Look at that.
Look at that.
So this, I'm going to call it a folder. We'll go with
So
that.
now if you go into Terraform, check it out. Go over to your tab that you have over in Terraform. For a new workspace, version control workflow, pick that.
Okay.
Hit GitHub. And then pick your home demo.
Diggity dog.
And don't even worry about a description. That's just for you. Nobody else will see it. And then hit create workspace.
My heart is like racing. This is so
And then for actions up there on the right, click on that. And then type start new plan. It's going to error out, but it's important to know why.
okay. And then was it
LGTM, yes, you already got it. You already got that big senior energy.
That's what I did on the little pull thing.
Yeah, it's an inside joke with everybody in tech. So you see there, you need an access key, a secret key, and a management cider block. So let's go back, scroll up to the top,
Yeah.
and then go to variables, and hit add variable. Now I'm going to, so it's 13:47. I got another 13 minutes, so I got to get back to real work. But I'm gonna mute the screen right now. I'm gonna
I remember this
turn off my video capture. Or screen capture.
world my butt.
Do not want to show the world your butt. Exactly. So we're turning that off. And then access under go back to that same thing. Oh yeah, having it up in the background like that will be helpful. Thanks. That's good. Good stuff.
Okay, my bad. I was jumping ahead. I was getting excited. So
Oh, it's all good.
we're here. So the key would be
Yeah, move it to where you could see the variables on the left-hand side, and you have your however it works for your workflow. So you're gonna want access underscore key, and hit Control T, and make a new tab, and then go to terraform.io. We already did this months ago.
we did. I think it said 7 months ago.
Yeah, and
This is what I saw before. And I
just click Terraform Cloud down there.
Oops.
On the sign in, dope, yep. Then that AWS IMTF template, click on it, and then scroll down.
Far as I can go.
Go back up. Sorry, you see how you have 1 to 404 resources. Look at outputs. Has outputs to the right of resources underneath C details.
Hold on. If it had teeth.
To the left, down, right.
Oh, yep.
And so to the right there where it has the access key, click on the copy pasty dealie. Copied, yes. Go paste that in the other one.
And so, what is this something that? How do you know this access key is still going to work?
Because unless you revoked it, it'll work. And then hit save variable. And then hit add variable. And go over there, and that one that's sensitive, mouse over it. Or click on it. I don't know. How do we get to the sensitive thing? I remember it was a thing. I remember that's not gonna want to show it on the screen, but like you can get it. I think if you have to mouse over it a certain way or whatever, and then it'll.
See if it'll recognize.
Oh wait, just download the state file. scroll up a little bit, and then go to states, and then just download that. Like if you click on that run to the left there, yeah. And then where it has apply finished, click on that to expand it. Then see state versions created. Click on that.
Okay.
And then you see that manage user secret key. Copy the part that's not in quotes. Right click. Copy. Yes. Go back to your other workspace. Paste that in there and then check sensitive. Yes. Secret underscore key.
Oh.
And then hit save variable. Dope. Now I'm going to turn the stream back on.
Can you show the access key?
Yes. Yeah, you can show the access key. It's fine. Without a secret key, nobody's going to be able to do anything with it.
Close that other tab.
Right? So now you have one more variable that's required for this workspace, and that's going to be the CIDR, the management underscore CIDR underscore block.
Why I didn't just pull from this the whole time?
And the value that you're going to want for that, because you don't have like a Bastion host or a jump box or whatever like us old ass nerds. Just do 0.0.0.0/0. And then hit save variable. Nice. And then go back to scroll to the top.
I don't have to create a key name. Oh,
No.
because it's already here.
And the default is Terraform, and you already have that key that you saved on your workstation, unless you have a new workstation and you lost it. So hit overview. And then go to actions in the upper right. Start new plan. And then, whatever feels good for you. Start plan. Yas.
Okay. And so is there a place where there will be a whole, so just how I have that cloud formation template, there will be a Terraform template as well?
So you see here, now we're having reference to undeclared resources. It's because we had a securitygroups.tf where we changed it to Texan prod instead of netbox prod, but we didn't do it on that other file. So go to your securitygroups.tf, and I got 7 minutes. And I know Dan will be able to pick this up freaking better than I did when I jump off, if he's got the time.
Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, I can hang out for about
it's underscore, not dash.
Oh, okay. It was. I just added the Texan.
Oh, wait. So it was Texan dash prod for the name, and it was Texan underscore prod for the resource.
Yeah. So anything within the resource block, not on the line with resource, right? Not line one. Anything down below, if you change it, will actually potentially replace or modify actual things that have been deployed.
Oh, okay.
So scroll down just a little bit. We'll see if we have any other things that are named. Doesn't look like we do. So you made those changes and you hit file save, right?
I sure did.
Then if you go in your terminal, hit get status. Then you do git space add space period. And then git space commit space dash am. And then quotes second. And then git push origin main. So now click on runs. We might be fancy enough that we're doing CI. To the left there, if you click on runs, like the one that's highlighted, but just click on it again. Look at that. You see how it's executing a plan because you pushed to that repo and it triggers a plan. So it errored, but let's see why.
Another one.
So you're going to need to go into output.tf. Double click on it on the left hand side, or yeah. Yes, you got it. And then just change it from netbox to Texan. Save. And then hit the up arrow.
Oh, okay, I was like,
a whole bunch. So you can just do the git add, the git add, git commit, and git push. You can just do them all over again. Yep.
Should I just do this third? Or just
If you want, if it makes you feel better.
It would. I'm not
Then do
gonna
it.
lie.
Yeah, then do it, dude. Live your best life.
Man, that's the dream. Okay, and then push origin main.
Yep. Yas. And then click on runs again.
Okay. That is so cool. Okay.
If you click on it in that planning thing, we'll see the outputs to the plan. And then you see it still says apply pending. And then, oh, we have all these things that we don't know now, but we'll know after we apply, right? Right? Yes. Scroll down, a whole bunch. And hit confirm and apply. And this is where you got to do the big senior energy with the LGTM. Put it in caps. Come on. Yeah, big senior energy.
For real, for real.
For real, for real. Yes. So now I'm going to stop sharing your screen because even though there won't be like secrets or keys or whatever, that apply is going to have like the IP address of this machine that gets instantiated. And, you know, we don't want to just share that with the internet because you're playing around with it, doing whatever. And it's 13:58. I'm going to go back to work. But this has been real. This has been fun. And so yeah, I don't know if you created that key pair in a different region. So yeah, so we might have had you in US West 2 when we first were doing this. But if you have that file, you should be able to just upload that. If you go to the EC2 part of your console, like you're gonna have to open up the console.aws.amazon.com.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm gonna log off here. Dan can help you from there, but if you just need to upload your existing, pub key to that to import that key, that should be relatively trivial. Or if it's easier, you could just in that region create a new key called Terraform and download that. So.
Perfect. I think that's what I might do.
Or we can quickly modify the if you already have the key, we can also just modify the Terraform code and we can add a new resource that you can write to upload the key for you.
Yes. Oh my God. I wish I could stick around. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks so
Sweet.
much. I really appreciate it.